We're standing and crouching rather in front of my bookshelves because I am reorganizing today. I've already actually kind of gone through and alphabetized everything, made everything kind of how I want it to be, but I want to bring you along as we do this. It's like the great 2024 bookshelf reorganization tour, so to speak. So let's get into it. We're on the top shelf right now. This section that we're working through right now is the horror section. So I will turn you so you can see what we're talking about. Horror section. And it ends right here, because this is thrillers, so horror. We're gonna work through organizing a little bit better. Everything is alphabetical by genre to make my life a little bit easier. And I already went through and alphabetized everything because ain't nobody got time to be sitting here trying to alphabetize on a Sunday. I kind of want to put breaks in between each section, so I'm gonna put right here. That way I know that this is the start of horror, and then if I have extra room, great. I can't really like have you guys because I'm on a step ladder, so I wish that I could just have you right here pointing at my shelves, but that's not gonna work, unfortunately. The horror starts up here in this top corner and it goes all the way over to right here. The edge of the shelf marks off where my next section would start. And then we go down a shelf and we continue with the horror. And then again, it stops at the edge and we move down. My horror goes all the way to right here. And I am going to leave the rest of the shelf, which ends right here. I'm gonna leave the rest of that open. I'm gonna leave the rest of the third shelf open. That way I can add more if I so please. Underneath that, the start of the next full shelf is my contemporaries, but I don't want to have that be my contemporaries. I'm gonna move it into sci-fi dystopian and then move the contemporaries down closer towards my romance. It just makes sense in my head to have it be this way. That's what we're gonna do. This is the contemporaries. We're gonna move that. That's where the contemporaries end. We're gonna start moving dystopian up here. And it's dystopian and sci-fi just to make it a little bit easier on me. Now this is where we have a problem because this is a 5-book series and I don't know if there's a 6th book in this series, but I'm out of room right here and I don't want to break them up. That's okay. That's okay. Figure this out. You have an idea. I just popped it out a little bit from my thermostat right there, but I just crammed everything in the sci-fi dystopian, so it overlaps a little bit, but that's okay. This is thrillers. We can move down a shelf and do the contemporaries there. The one good thing is I don't actually have to touch the thriller section because it's exactly how I want it to be. I need to move these down here and then I'll put my ones that are there up here. But I have some nonfiction and like poetry and other things right here that need to be moved out of the way as well. One shelf of contemporaries leading into thrillers done. There she is. We got to go down here and finish this shelf. There she is. That's done. And then I have this whole open section. Oh my God. Busted. Oh my God, it's not that terrible. It's not even that bad. I am doing something. I'm not rubbing your tummy right now. I don't want to. I mean, you're a good girl. Peach! I have to decide if I want to do the rest of the contemporary section as like my literary fictions, and I think that's what I'm going to do. Everything else I'm gonna leave as is, but I needed to adjust that section because it was really bothering me, so let me fix it. So we have this huge section right here, and I'm gonna move over my literary fictions and like my classics, if I can fit them. This is my small section of non-fics. It's like the what I would deem literary fiction. Some of them technically could be called classics, but I'm not going to go into that. I'll do another bookend here, separate it out from my classics, which are also gonna go down here. The classics, poetry books can go right here. And then all that I need to do is kind of throw bookends where things are leaning, like down here, right here, and on the ends. I have to be very careful with the next couple of sections because the top of this shelf this section over here is where I have all of the St. Martin's books, Wednesday books, Minotaur books. And I have spines facing out for books that I haven't read just because as I go through my TBR jar, I am going to read them still. And then I'll turn the spines to face in. That way we don't run the risk of advertising. Anyway, let me get the bookends where I need them and then I'll show you the full overview. All the way up there, we'll go shelf by shelf. This first entire shelf is dedicated to horror, which is pretty impressive to be honest with you. We move down, that's the dystopian science fiction section, which I don't have a lot of. Down one more, literary fiction, contemporaries, classics, that sort of thing. And then this right here is thriller. Very bottom of this middle portion of my shelves, I have my poetry books and my non-fics. And then the rest of this middle section is entirely thrillers. I'm being very cautious right now. That's entirely thrillers. Okay. Then come over here. The bottom shelf is what I would consider romance. Moving up, that's gonna be my historical fictions. And then up once more, we are into the fantasy. And we stop right there. Because like I said before, the very top shelf is St. Martin's Press, Minotaur, Wednesday books, that sort of thing. So that was a very brief overview of my updated tour of my bookshelves, kind of a brief reorganization. I have room to move things around as I need, which is great because over here, right there, that's my TBR shelf for each month. And obviously once I'm done reading, I'm gonna have to put them away. Well anyway, that is the updated bookshelf tour. I hope that you've enjoyed. Let me know how you organize your books by color, alphabetically, by genre, by read, unread. What do you do? I'm curious. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I will see you all very soon. Goodbye.